Hello guys, Link9US here and welcome back to Sly 3. This is going to be my second video for the commentary. As I stated in my previous segment, this video is going to primarily focus on the next 3 jobs for episode 1. This is going to conclude day 1 of this portion of the episode. Now, there are a few things that I did very differently compared to my previous commentary. I actually created quite a few cuts in the video, adding in voice dialogue at a higher volume. What I did was set the volume to max during these sections of the video, and commentated during the times I was playing the game. Overall, I was aiming to give you the ability to listen to my commentary as well as the dialogue scenes. Now this is still an ongoing experience for me, so don't be alarmed if the volume is a bit too high or if the cuts are not absolutely perfect. I can always lower the volume as well during the cutscenes. It's just something I want to experiment around with. This project took me twice, if not 3 times as long though, just to edit the final production, so I may just stick to my normal commentaries since they are not nearly as extensive and much easier. But I wanted to hear your input, opinions, advice in the matter involving this commentary. So if you could leave any comments below, that would be great. Now, let's get started on the second job of episode 1.
Heads up, Sly. I've intercepted a radio message from one of Octavio's men. The Dawn is moving towards your position.
Great. You want me to take him?
No, we need evidence that he's behind this city's tar epidemic. With some incriminating photos, we might be able to help the cops prosecute him and put an end to this nonsense.
Never thought we'd be helping out the cops.
Really? You always seem eager to aid Inspector Fox.
Yeah, well, she's different. Your average law enforcer isn't that, I don't know, attractive. Hold up, here he comes. That's despicable.
Get a picture before he finishes. This is perfect. Use your binocular to take photos. Excellent. A few more of these and the cops will bury this guy. Follow him. He might be headed for some more polluting.
Alright, now for those of you who have played the other games, this is usually one of the first jobs of each episode is to gather evidence for the operation by taking photos of certain events or objects that play a role in uncovering Don Octavio's scheme. Bentley, the brains of the operation, will be sure to put him in his place once you gather enough evidence. So we just have to follow carefully, do not alarm him in any way. I learned that killing anybody or breaking boxes or objects, etc., if you're too close will alert his presence. So you just want to stay on the down low and carefully tail him. If you get too far away from him, the job will fail as well, so you want to stay as close to the Dawn as possible.
He's at it again! Get a picture! That poor bird bath. I guess more of a bird death trap now. He's on the move again. Keep it up, Sly. This is some great work.
So that damn Dawn is polluting certain things with tar for some unknown reason. Either way, with Bentley directing our mission, we are going to put a stop to this heinous acts. When telling him, I find it much easier to stay on the rooftops. Although there are enemies up there, you're usually too high for the Dawn to notice. At this point in the game, you don't have any skills, so you have to rely on your cane by itself, and usually when fighting it's a bit more difficult because you're fighting offensively and against the guards. Not the smartest thing to do. Most of this game involves strategy and trying to take tactical advantages over the enemies by using the many skills that you will soon acquire. For example, the smoke bomb, which you will see later, is a very vital skill for getting past those nasty guards. If you're quick enough, don't be afraid to pickpocket some of the enemies by using the Yo button to gather extra loot and items. You can sell these items back at the shop for extra gold. Now we are going to be coming up to a third photograph. This one took me a few minutes to figure out, but it's easy. You just simply jump on the boat that's sailing down the stream and turn around and take a photo, and that's it, as you will see coming up.
Imagine clogging a delightful water wheel with deadly sticky tar! Monstrous! Keep on it. We'd want to make sure all this horrible polluting is fully documented.
This is my first time actually playing this game, for those of you who do not know, so you will notice that I do get the trophies. This is by no means meant to be a perfect run through the game. I will probably be filling jobs later on, but I won't be recording those segments because it will just take longer to finish the walkthrough. But based on my experiences playing the game, I will do my best to provide the strategies that helped me get through it, to help you, the viewers, accomplish the mission without fail. I am just having fun like any other person playing the game and commentating over it, and providing a walkthrough that will help you finish the game with 100% completion. Now, for the final photograph, you want to run under this tunnel, and just like the previous segment, you want to jump on the boat running down the stream and quickly take a photo as you're passing by. The tunnel is coming up right about now.
He seems to be working a switch, but there's no tar anywhere yet. Get a photo anyway. He's doing something, but what? I can't believe it! He flooded that aquarium with tar! All those poor dead fish! As much as I hate to see what heinous crime this fiend will do next, you should probably keep on his tail. Someday the people will know the truth due to your pictures.
Well, it seems Bentley loves fish, but a turtle is a reptile. Don't turtles eat fish? Well, that's what I always thought. Now we need to tell the Dawn to one more area before this job is complete and find out what he is up to.
Hey, Samir, get that engineer on the horn.
Sly, see if you can latch on to the car Octavio is riding in. We should eavesdrop on his phone conversation. From the look on his face, it seems important.
Alright, wait for his carriage to come down close to Sly and then latch on. Wonder what he was talking about. We'll find out here in a sec.
Listen, Giovanni. This Ferris wheel was a good idea. She's a pumping the tar fast. Nobody suspects a thing. But still, is it gonna be enough to get things ready for my opera recital? Well, when the people come to see me sing, I want to make sure they keep coming. Even if they don't feel like it. One way or the other, there'll be opera fans again. Hey, hey, hey! Okay, Sissy.
That fiend! He's twisted a time-honored amusement park ride into a tool for wrongdoing! Break open the control panel with your cane. I'm on my way to do a little rewiring. Look away if you must. You're about to witness the dark side of electrical engineering. Kill a bunch of poor innocent fish, will he? That'll do it.
Alright, let's jump down here and loot this guard. Every chance you get, you want to try and loot any guards. Just try not to be spotted, and if you are, don't go toe-to-toe with them. You know, they can definitely kill you if you're not careful. It's best to run at this point in the game. Well, with the second job complete, it's time to find the waypoint for the third job. Let's climb up here. You can see it from here. There it is, into the depths.
This opera house is Octavio's base of operations.
Nice place. Sure to be a few coins laying around in there. What's the plan?
If you could get me inside to one of Octavio's computers, I should be able to hack his firewall and get the dirt on his operation.
Okay, have you got a point of entry? I'm guessing the front door's not the safest option.
That wooden hatch appears to be an ideal way to slip in undetected. Head down there and we'll meet up in a few minutes.
Okay, now we got our assignment. We just have to find the entry, which is right over here. This time we will be entering an enclosed area. This job will actually take place under the city. There's a lot of surprising and vicious traps waiting for Sly down here. I really like this job coming up. It's going to be lots and lots of fun. Alright, here we go.
Octavio is known to rely on 3D technology to secure his property. In order to see the security measures, we'll need to utilize these depth optimizer goggles.
Functional and fashionable. Nice touch, Bentley.
Alright, we are finally inside. Now, any boxes you see you want to destroy and try to get as many coins as you can. Now, for this door, you have to press the button at the same time as Bentley. I missed a few times, but it's not hard at all. You just want to push the O button at the exact same time. Okay, now that the doors are open,
1, 2, 3. Nice.
follow Bentley down the stairs. He's pretty damn quick for being a turtle now, isn't he? Now this room is just full of loot, so you want to crack open as many boxes, chairs, and tables as you can. Basically, most objects are breakable in this game, giving you lots of coins. And to go for the gold loot trophy, you will have to have 2,500 coins in your pouch. I'll go over this later in episode 2, where there is a pretty good secret on how to get lots of coins fast early in the game. So keep that in mind for later videos.
Looks like Octavio is fond of this 3D synchronized security system. Let's do it.
Okay, now we got a second door to open.
1, 2, 3. All right.
And we will appear in a wide open area. This is where the fun begins.
Drat! My booster won't be enough to make it to that next door. I've made a number of improvements to my wheelchair, but none that can float me through this canal.
Don't worry about it, pal. I'm sure I'll find a way across. And there seem to be plenty of boats hanging around to make a nice bridge for you.
Okay, I'll wait for your signal.
Okay, now for the next course of obstacles, we just have to jump on these boxes and try not to fall in the water, of course, and keep jumping, and then you'll have to shimmy around this little corner by holding down the O button. Once you get across that, you can hear Octavio in the background spouting some kind of nonsense. You just want to keep going until you get to the next set of platforms. Just start jumping on some more boats, and then you'll see fire off into the distance. Now this part is pretty fun. You want to latch onto a pole and shimmy yourself across without getting burned by the fire. Otherwise, you will end up as a cooked fox. And you don't want to end up as a cooked fox, because otherwise you'll be starting the whole level over again. And once you manage to get past this small part, you will come to these spinning objects in the water with more fire. It's important to note to double jump over each and every one of these, even though it looks like they're closer together and you can single jump. I just can't stress enough, don't try to single jump, otherwise your ass will get burned. In this next part coming up, you will have to dodge lasers. If you get hit by a laser, it's instant death. So it's not too difficult, so just carefully watch the lasers moving up and down and slide along the wall to get past this point. Pretty easy. Now if you see this pipe sticking out right here, you want to climb and latch onto that. And at the end there will be a guard. You want to maneuver around him and take him out. And that will take you to the end of the first section. So just like this. And that's it. And here comes Bentley.
Thanks for the assist, Sly. Maybe I can return the favor with some well-placed explosives. Okay, stand back.
Thanks, pal.
Okay, the second section of this obstacle course is you have to bypass these lasers again. It's very similar to the last section, except this time you're on the ground and you have to carefully walk past them without being hit. Not too hard. And then you'll see this tunnel and you just crawl under it. Now there's nothing to dodge in here, it's just basically a conversation with Bentley. You just want to maneuver yourself around until you find the exit. Now there is another cutscene that appears at the end of the tunnel where Bentley comes in and blows up a door. If you manage to knock the guard into that area, it will trigger the cutscene and Bentley will blow up the guard instead. It's kind of humorous, you may want to go for that approach.
Thanks, pal. Judging from the security, we must be getting close. It's live!
Now, since I didn't use that strategy that I previously referred to, I have to go toe-to-toe against this guy. So it's more beneficial to try out that tactic. Either way, if you do end up fighting the guard, you just want to knock him into the lasers and he dies instantly. Now, as you can see, you will have to pass another set of lasers as you did previously. This set actually moves in a different pattern, but still not too hard to bypass. Now you will come to a room with a few boxes that you can break for health points and 3 of these guys that you have to fight all at once. I was pretty much getting owned here at this point, but what I figured out, since you don't have any skills to really use, the best way to take these guys out is to use the spin attack, which is one of your regular skills. Just hold down the triangle button and press the square button. It usually takes them down quicker and you don't lose near as much health. I'm kind of taking my frustration out on Bentley. After taking out those monsters, this will be the last set of doors that you have to open. Then just follow the stairs up and that will take you to the end.
On 3. 1, 2, 3.
Where you'll get into another cutscene for the final mission.
Yes, a Wurlitzer 700! I can splice into this easy!
Just as long as you're enjoying yourself. That's the important thing.
Aside from a few tense moments, that break-in seemed to go pretty well.
It's not over yet. Hack the system and let's get out of here.
Oh, it'll be a snap extracting the details on Octavio's operation from this old dinosaur.
Okay, while Bentley is busy extracting the info from that old computer, you will have to protect him from these monsters that do deadly spin attacks at you, and keep in mind to keep them off of Bentley. If Bentley dies during this mission, then it's a job failure. A good idea is to break open the boxes in the back of the room first to get some health, if you lost too much in the previous battle. Now this is by far probably the most challenging section of this job. It's also the last, so once you get past this, you will complete the job. Now, personally, the best strategy that I personally found while doing this several times, since these guys take a few hits to take down, basically you just wait for them to spin attack you and knock them into the fire on each side of the room. I found this tactic to be the most efficient for this part of the mission, though the timing has to be just right. As you can see, I missed a few times, but after a little practice, you will get the timing down. And remember that any monster you knock into the fire dies instantly. Well, these monsters do anyways.
Download complete! Now we can find out exactly what Octavio is up to.
That's it, job complete. That was a pretty challenging job. The next one's going to be probably even more challenging. It's more like a mini game of sorts. Now you will appear back outside in the city, and the next job will actually be the first job you have to start with Bentley, so you will need to go back to the safe house at this point. And you know, you can pickpocket any enemies you come across, or you can kill anybody you want. Just try to stay away from the guards. Because those dudes are lethal. Now I actually did run into a guard right here. These are those terrifying guards I was referring to. You usually do not want to fight them head on because they can kill you pretty quick. Though if you're in a pinch, the best way to take them down at this stage is just use multiple spin attacks. And then enter your safe house. Now you will notice when looking at your shop, you will have two things to buy, like we saw before, the alarm clock and the smoke bomb. But now you have coins. 325 are the coins that I had. Both are very useful, though I recommend on holding off on buying the alarm clock unless you want that bronze trophy right now. At this point, you don't have that many coins anyways. One thing you do want to buy, though, is the smoke bomb that I was referring to before. This skill will make your life a whole hell of a lot easier when it comes to being spotted by the guards. And you can easily evade them. Now you want to get Bentley. This is your first time playing Bentley with the wheelchair. This is my first time playing Bentley with the wheelchair. And the next job will be the first one as Bentley, so you want to pick him this time and head towards the waypoint. This will be the last job of day 1, and also the last job on my video for this commentary. And this job is actually going to be very different than the previous jobs. It's going to kind of be like a mini game of sorts, and you'll see about that here in a bit.
Hey Sly, you better get over here. My sources tell me that Octavio has hired the Blue Viper Gondola gang to take out Carmelita.
The Blue Vipers? Those guys are nasty. We've got to get to them before they get to her.
She's off on her daily patrol. The thugs can't be far behind.
On my way. Just make sure to have one of those police boats hot-wired by the time I get there.
Let's see. Just cross the blue wire with the red wire and shazam!
Just in time. There go the Vipers.
I'll shoot. You drive, Sly.
Now, as I said before, this job is very different than your previous jobs. This job, you're basically on a river trying to outmaneuver the many obstacles in your path. And your objective is to shoot down the Blue Viper gang. This job may take a few tries before you finish it. If you fail though, you just have to simply start over from the beginning. It's a very short job, but also a tedious one. On the top right is your health gauge for Bentley, and the top right are the HP gauges for the Blue Vipers you want to try and shoot in short bursts. Instead of just button mashing too much, because the gun does heat up. The main dangers of this course are the obstacles in the water. You want to try and jump as much as you possibly can. Just keep jumping and shooting. Don't try to outmaneuver too much. I found it better to just keep jumping over the obstacles. Upon completion of this job, you will also unlock your first challenge in Sly 3. This is important to note, which is basically like a challenge course of the job you just finished, but a little more challenging at your time. I will not be showcasing any of the challenges in my playthrough until I've beaten the game. Then I will be doing commentaries for each of the individual challenges. That should primarily be the last thing you do before you get that 100% completion. You can also choose to do them whenever. It won't really benefit you much though, and the main game is just for the sake of getting further towards that platinum trophy. Now, as far as killing the Blue Vipers, you can either tell one at a time or take them down all simultaneously. It really does not matter, because they can't shoot fireballs or they can't lay traps for you. The only obstacles in this course you have to worry about are all the boxes, barrels, and log bridges strewn about throughout the course. As long as you don't take too much damage, you should be able to finish this job and come out unscathed. And that's the end of this job.
Nice shooting, Bentley.
Way to go! That's the end of the Blue Vipers.
Another uneventful patrol. This city is beautiful, but a bit quiet for my taste.
I hope you realize that by saving Carmelita, we're only making our operation here more difficult.
Maybe so, but what's the fun in stealing if there's nobody trying to catch you? Besides, she's helped us out in the past.
That, and you've got a thing for her.
And I've got a thing for her. Look, I'll stash this boat. It might be useful for later. You stay out of trouble.
I love that last dialogue there. So now you just received another trophy for finishing this job.
So, according to these decrypted files, Octavio is pumping tar from underneath the foundations of buildings so he can sink them into the canals on a whim. He's going to demonstrate this destructive ability to the people of Venice during his opera recital on the first day of Carnival. To counter this threat, we'll first destroy the balloons inside, advertising the recital. If no one shows up, he'll have no reason to sink a building. Next, the blueprints to the main tar vacuum have been cleverly split into 3 parts and hidden in local coffee houses owned by Octavio. Unfortunately, they're under constant guard, so you'll need to use a disguise to get us inside. Also, some big Vincenetti goons have been called in as insurance for the recital. Given their size, I think it's prudent to fool Carmelita's 8 mercenaries into taking them out for us. And finally, we'll have to convince Murray into taking to the field. If he's learned the Aboriginal ball form, it'll be just the thing for destroying the local tar reservoirs.
Upon completion of this job, you will notice that this shop now holds more items to buy. But like I said before, I strongly recommend that you hold off for right now on buying anything and instead try to go for that 2,500 coins trophy. If you manage to somehow accumulate 2,500 coins already, you can go ahead and buy whatever you want. In this case, I would suggest the combat dodge. This will make your fighting offensive tactics all the more easier. Like I said previously though, you should have no problem getting the 2,500 coins by the midway point of episode 2. This way you will have the loot trophy early in the game, then you can start buying whatever you wish. Well, alright guys, well that about does it. To wrap up this commentary, I'm just going to say this was a very extensive project for me, and believe it or not, it took me around 3 days to finish the final product for that 28-minute video. I want you guys to leave any opinions or thoughts on the matter in the comment section. If you enjoyed this commentary, please let me know, or if you would prefer that I keep the original commentary in my previous video. Your input and opinions will greatly help me to create more quality content. As always, this is Link9US signing off, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you very much.